because we've talked a lot about films that have lost a lot of money. I wanted to talk about a film that basically made no money as well. So we talk about box office bombs because there's two types of box office bombs: the ones that lose loads of money, and there's the ones that don't make any money in the first place, which is also considered a bomb. And I was doing research into these films, and it's not Cats, but there was a film that made the least amount of money in history at the cinema, right? And it was called The Worst Movie Ever. It's not Cats, but it's another film called The Worst Movie Ever. So I did a bit of research into this film. It's an independent film that had been released, directed by Glenn Bagetz, he's an independent filmmaker, and unfortunately it drew $15. $15 was all it made. Did
it get like entirety. A national release?
It got a cinema release. And it was only attended by one person.
Oh, that's a shame.
One person for this independent film. It was called The Worst Movie Ever.
That doesn't help your intention of trying to make money, is it?
I think so. I did some reading into the film. Just look at my notes. As soon as I saw Worst Movie Ever, all I see is notes about cats. But no, The Worst Movie Ever, it was like a parody film. So it was like a parody comedy. It was meant to be kind of like a tongue-in-cheek thing. Like all of the casting was, intentionally bad. The music was
almost like you're intentionally trying to make a bad movie.
Yes. And I think it was that shock value was what was going to draw people in. And as far as I can understand, and to its credit, if it was me and I walked past the cinema and it just said the worst movie ever is showing here, I think that would draw me in. And I think that's probably what the director was going for. The director, Glenn Bagetz, he also stars in the film. He produced it. He wrote it. So he did everything, which, again, I love that kind of thing. I love these kind of self-financed films, these kind of B movies. But yeah, conflicting reports, $15 I've heard $11, but it's somewhere in that mark. Basically, only one person went to see this film, which is quite a shock. If you saw, again, the poster's very eye-catching, so I was surprised it done so badly. And it was a real shame. But yeah. And do you remember we were talking about The Worst Movie Ever? The film that made history for drawing the least amount of money.
The worst.
Yeah.
It
intrigued me. I kind of thought, like, why has this film done so badly? So I thought I need to go into a bit more detail about this. I found Glenn Bagetz, the director. I found him online. I sent him an email and I asked him if he could. He would be interested in doing an interview.
Really?
Yeah, I asked him, and he was happy to do an interview.
Oh,
so, the special announcement is we're going to be having our first special guest on the show. I sat down and I had a chat with Glenn.
No way.
Yeah,
really?
I had Glenn on. We talked all about how the film did so badly. We talked about his film career in general, because he has actually gone on to do a lot of work.
That's amazing.
So, yeah, our next episode will be an interview with Glenn Bagetz, the director of the history-making Worst Movie Ever.